At the close of the 15th century, Christopher Columbus, a Spanish explorer, ventured westward, aiming for India, a route unfamiliar to Europeans. Instead of reaching India, Columbus discovered the Caribbean islands, which he named the West Indies, mistaking them for the eastern coast of Asia. This accidental discovery marked the beginning of European colonization in the Americas. Over the next 250 years, Europeans, including military personnel and settlers bringing weapons, livestock, and seeds, began to establish colonies, displacing the indigenous populations. The allure of the New World attracted individuals from across Eurasia, seeking a new life away from poverty, hunger, and persecution. Major European powers like France, Spain, and Great Britain established colonies, extracting gold, tobacco, cotton, and other resources, enriching Europe. By the mid-18th century, 13 British colonies on North America's east coast united against Britain, declaring independence in 1776, forming the United States of America. The new nation expanded westward, relying heavily on slave labor, particularly in the southern states. The Civil War in 1865 ended slavery, but economic growth continued to rely on cheap labor, including former slaves, debtors, and immigrants chasing the American dream. The treatment of the indigenous population, still contesting their lands in the Wild West, posed a significant internal challenge. The mass killing of bison, a primary food source for the Native Americans, forced them into reservations, clearing the path for American expansion and the quest for global dominance, aided by its role in 2 world wars. The Spanish were among the first colonists, and their silver pesos, or daleros, became popular in trade between the Spanish Empire and Latin America. The abundance of silver allowed Spain to mint more coins than any other country. By 1792, when the United States declared independence from Britain, the silver dalero was widely used, leading the Founding Fathers to adopt the dollar as the nation's currency. The U.S. economy grew rapidly, leading to a scarcity of silver and gold coins. The introduction of paper dollars and the emergence of banks in each state began printing their currency. By the end of the Civil War, a significant portion of dollars was not backed by gold or silver, leading to the creation of the Federal Reserve System in 1913. The First World War saw the dollar's strength increase as European powers, burdened by war expenses, printed money, devaluing their currencies against the gold reserves. The U.S. lent to allies and became a safe haven for gold and money, further establishing the dollar's dominance. By the end of the Second World War, the U.S. held a significant portion of the world's gold reserves, leading to the Bretton Woods Conference in 1944, which established the dollar as the primary reserve currency, exchangeable for gold. However, by 1971, President Richard Nixon ended the gold standard due to dwindling gold reserves and the impracticality of exchanging dollars for gold at a fixed rate. The Jamaica Agreement in 1976 marked the transition to floating exchange rates, and despite challenges, the dollar remained the world's primary reserve currency due to its integration into global trade and finance. The U.S. economy's growth and the dollar's role in international settlements underline the currency's strength, supported by public faith in its reliability and the American institutions backing it. Despite potential difficulties, the dollar's position as a global reserve currency underscores its critical role in the world economy. Despite facing challenges, the U.S. dollar's hegemony in the global financial system has not only persisted, but flourished. This resilience is rooted in several key factors that reinforce its dominant position. First, the size and strength of the U.S. economy play a pivotal role. As the world's largest economy, the U.S. offers a vast market for goods and services, making transactions in dollars not just convenient, but often necessary. This economic might is bolstered by a robust legal and institutional framework, that fosters trust and confidence among investors and governments alike. The stability and predictability of the U.S. financial system, underpinned by the rule of law, contributes significantly to the dollar's appeal as a reserve currency. Second, the dollar's role is cemented by its use in international trade. Commodities, including oil, gold, and many others, are priced and traded in dollars, necessitating its use and holding by governments and businesses around the world. This demand for dollars in global trade cycles ensures its continued dominance and stability, even in the face of fluctuating domestic economic conditions. Third, the U.S. financial market's depth, liquidity, and openness attract global savings. Investors seeking a safe haven for their assets often turn to the US Treasury market, the largest and most liquid bond market in the world. The perceived safety of US government debt, backed by the full faith and credit of the United States, makes the dollar a preferred reserve asset for central banks and a popular investment for private entities. Fourth, the network effect of the dollar's use reinforces its dominance. As more transactions are conducted in dollars, more entities need to hold dollars to conduct business, creating a self-reinforcing cycle that maintains the currency's leading position. However, this dominance is not without its challenges and criticisms. The privilege of issuing the world's primary reserve currency comes with responsibilities and vulnerabilities. The U.S. must manage its monetary and fiscal policies not only with domestic considerations in mind, but also the potential global repercussions. Policies that may be deemed appropriate for the U.S. economy can have unintended consequences for other countries heavily reliant on the dollar. Moreover, the reliance on the dollar has led to calls for a more diversified global financial system. Concerns over the U.S.'s large deficits, its ability to wield financial sanctions, and the potential for financial instability have prompted some countries to explore alternatives to the dollar, such as bilateral trade agreements in local currencies, the creation of new financial instruments, and even digital currencies. While the emergence of a credible alternative to the dollar as the world's primary reserve currency seems unlikely in the near term, the global financial landscape is evolving. Technological advancements, geopolitical shifts, and changes in trade patterns could gradually erode the dollar's dominance or lead to a more multipolar currency regime. In conclusion, the US dollar's position as the cornerstone of the global financial system is a testament to the economic, political, and institutional strengths of the United States. However, maintaining this status requires careful management of both domestic and international economic policies, sensitivity to the impacts of these policies globally, and adaptability to the changing dynamics of the world economy. The future of the dollar, while secure for now, will depend on how the U.S. navigates these complex interdependencies in an increasingly interconnected and digital global marketplace. As we peer into the future, understanding the dynamics that could shape the U.S. dollar's role in the global economy is crucial. Several emerging trends and potential shifts could influence the dollar's dominance, presenting both challenges and opportunities. Emerging economies and the multipolar world. The rise of emerging economies, particularly China and India, may herald a more multipolar world economy. As these countries grow in economic stature, their currencies could assume larger roles in international trade and finance. China, for instance, has been actively promoting the international use of the yuan through initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative and the establishment of yuan-denominated oil futures trading. While the yuan is far from challenging the dollar's supremacy, these efforts signal China's ambitions and the potential for a gradual shift toward a more diversified global currency system. Digital currencies and cryptocurrencies. The advent of digital currencies, including central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, and cryptocurrencies, presents a new frontier in the monetary landscape. CBDCs, being explored by several countries, could streamline cross-border transactions and reduce reliance on the dollar for international settlements. Cryptocurrencies, though currently volatile and subject to regulatory uncertainties, offer a decentralized alternative to traditional fiat currencies. While it's unlikely that cryptocurrencies will replace conventional currencies like the dollar in the near term, they could redefine the mechanics of money and payments in a digital global economy. The role of financial technology, fintech. Fintech innovations are transforming financial services, from payment systems to lending and beyond. Technologies like blockchain and mobile payment platforms can facilitate faster, cheaper, and more transparent transactions. As these technologies gain global traction, they could reduce transaction costs and the need for a dominant reserve currency by facilitating easier exchange of local currencies. This could, in turn, lessen the global economy's reliance on the dollar. Geopolitical shifts. Geopolitical tensions and alliances play a significant role in the global financial system. Shifts in geopolitical landscapes, such as trade wars, sanctions, and regional alliances, can impact the dollar's dominance. For example, efforts by some countries to de-dollarize in response to US sanctions highlight the geopolitical dimensions of currency use. As countries seek to enhance their economic sovereignty, there may be a push towards alternative currencies or payment systems that circumvent the dollar.